Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, where we bring you all things connected to the world's fastest racket sport. Coming up on this week's show, it's a wrap for the TOTAL BWF World Championships 2018. We bring all the thrills and spills, the hits and misses, and of course the biggest winners at badminton's premier showpiece, held in Nanjing, China. Nanjing took centre stage last week when it hosted the much-anticipated TOTAL BWF World Championships 2018. Despite men's singles suffering late withdrawals from Li Chongwei and Son Wan-ho, there was still more than enough star power to light up Nanjing Qingdao Sports Park. The build-up to the showdown saw players sharing their thoughts with the world media and being treated to an entertaining gala dinner before the battles began. There were bound to be shocks and upsets in the early stages of such a prestigious competition. The first big-name casualties in men's doubles were Olympic bronze medalists Marcus Ellis and Chris Langridge of England, after their defeat to India's Satwik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty.
We knew coming into the match it was going to be a tough game. You know, for a first round here, it is probably one of the tougher first rounds. So I don't think we've necessarily played our best today, but I think in the crucial parts of the match, I think they played it better than we did. So I'd say overall they probably deserve to win today.
Chinese Taipei's Chen Hongling and Wang Qilin ensured the swift exit of number 3 seeds Karsten Mogensen and Matthias Boe after triumphing 21-19, 21-10 in the round of 16. Rankireddy returned to the court for mixed doubles action with Ashwini Ponnappa and pulled off another fantastic result for India when the unseeded pair battled to a 3-game victory against Singapore Open champions Go Soon Huat and Chevron Jamie Lai. The seeded entries in women's doubles were not spared either. Olympic champions Ayaka Takahashi and Misaki Matsutomo fell to teammates Mayu Matsumoto and Wakana Nagahara in the women's doubles round of 16. Indonesia's challenge in both men's and women's singles also evaporated when 13th seed Jonathan Christie was put aside by Malaysia's Liu Darren before compatriots Anthony Sinisuka Ginting, Tommy Sugiarto, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung and Fitriani were also stopped in their tracks. Former champions Lin Dan and Ratchanok Intanon bowed out early as well, having to concede to the superiority of She Yuqi and Saina Nehwal respectively in the round of 16.
I know that I always cannot sometimes defend her attack, and it's I expect that I have to win today, and I don't know that it's pressure myself or no, but I think that some shot is the shuttle is slow, and then she have a good attack also, and she in the good smash. Yeah.
A special mention for Brazil's Igor Coelho. His journey may have ended in the 3rd round, but in doing so he became his country's first player to have gone that far.
I feel really happy to come so far, arrive so far, but actually it gives more energy to work more harder to make more tournaments, good tournaments, to arrive more far. I achieved my objective and more. I think I'm close as the best, but I need to work like them, really, really hard. And when I come back home, I will try. I will work really hard.
Day 5 marked the start of the business end of the World Championships as the quarter-finals got underway, and what a day it turned out to be. Women's singles delivered a massive shock when the seemingly unstoppable Tai Tzu Ying went up against the hosts He Ping Zhao. Recent form suggested the top seed from Chinese Taipei would waltz to the world crown. Tai unbeaten in 7 months going into this match. However, it was the 6th-seeded He who got the better start, grabbing the first game. Tai responded quickly to even out the match, but the decider would belong to her Chinese opponent. The world number 1 crashing out 21-18, 7-21, 21-13 after 55 minutes.
今天我觉得还是失误有点多吧，对啊，就是自己的控制上面可能有点问题。
应该自己比较急躁吧，可能他第二局也因为分数的落差，所以不想要有太多的体能消耗吧。
In another match-up in the last 8, Pusala v Sindhu renewed her rivalry with Nozomi Okuhara, repeating last year's epic final clash. And this time it was the Indian who prevailed in straight games. The same narrative unfolded in men's singles. Defending champion and world #1 Victor Axelsen was also cut short in his quest for glory in Nanjing. Playing against China's Chun Long, the Dane struggled to bring his A game to the fore. A closely fought first game went to the 8th-seeded Chun, and the Rio Olympic gold medalist hit high gear in the second for a 21-19, 21-11 triumph.
I made quite a few mistakes, especially at crucial points during the first game. I think the first game was pretty crucial. I really wanted to win that, but Chun Long simply just played better than I did.
这是一场非常艰苦的比赛，同时也是全世界球迷可能非常期待的一场比赛。对，所以我很开心，今天我们双方都有一个非常好的表现吧。对，虽然最终是我赢的比赛，但我也觉得，能有安塞龙这样的对手感到开心自豪。
With the win, Chun set up an all-China semi-final versus his young compatriot She Yuqi. The reigning All-England champion overcame Chinese Taipei's Zhou Tianzhen in a riveting quarter-final, fighting back from 7-15 down in the third game. Indonesia's hopes of a world title rested heavily on its dynamic men's doubles duo, Marcus Finaldi-Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo, and perhaps the pressure took a toll on the world #1s. Playing against the stubborn defence of Takeshi Kimura and Keigo Sonoda, the Southeast Asian pair simply couldn't find their way through. But credit to the 5th-seeded pair from Japan, who patiently stood their ground and revelled in a well-deserved 21-19, 21-18 win.
今回の1回戦よりは今日の方がクオリティが出せたので、その辺ではしっかり明日につなげられたんじゃないかなと思います。
But all was not lost for Indonesian fans. Its top women's doubles tandem, Gracia Polli and Apriani Rahayu, took another step toward the world title after ousting the defending champions and top seeds Chun Qingchen and Jia Yifan. It meant that for the first time since 1995, China would not win the women's doubles gold or even get a medal.
其实我们在比赛中有大比分领先过，然后在就是间歇以后，或者是大比分领先，然后我们自己就会突然的就是连续丢分。我觉得这个是本场球做的最不应该的一个地方，而且就是会让对手很长信心。而且我觉得这种错误不应该是高水平会出现的问题，所以今天的发挥我自己并不是特别满意。
Meanwhile, Japan's quest for glory remained intact, with all 3 of its pairs in the last 8 progressing to the semi-finals. Over in mixed doubles, it was the end of the road for Olympic silver medalists Chan Pen-soon and Goh Liu-ying after losing to Hong Kong's Tang Chun-man and Se-ing Sweat. A tactical tweak in the deciding game proved crucial for the Hong Kongers to seal their place in the last 4.
我哋盡量都係搶網前揾機會啦，但係當防守嘅時候就放慢少少個節奏。後面我哋可能個節奏做得比較好啦，所以啲分數拉開到，同埋去到11分轉場之後，因為第2局有少少唔敢攻啦，因為逆風，跟住但係我哋第3局去到轉咗場之後，即係大家溝通咗，都係即係可能決心大啲去攻1-2板，所以就比較順利咯之後。
Mandarin is easily one of the most spoken languages in the world today. So, with this year's TOTAL BWF World Championships being held in China, we wonder if any of the non-Chinese players picked up a word or two while they were in the Far East. Let's find out.
I'm learning some Chinese. 我约韩语 so let's see. Give me some months.
Just ni hao. So just hello, I guess.
We tried to last week actually, but I can't remember them.
让埃塞龙教他吧，埃塞龙中文感觉都比我好了。
一般中国人都会讲你吃饭了吗，或者你好，最基本的信息。
我爱你啊。
谢谢。
我比较喜欢林丹，因为他长得也很帅，球打得也很好，关注他挺长时间了。
我比较喜欢埃塞王，就是因为他就是长得特别帅，然后打球也特别好。因为目前他世界排名第1嘛，然后所以说我特别喜欢他。
桃林贤斗，我感觉他虽然竞赛复出以来，然后一路打得也比较稳。
我喜欢拉斯姆森，因为他打球打得好，然后长得又帅。
There was an air of anticipation on semi-finals day. Would Pusala v Sintu and Carolina Marin have their way and set up a repeat of the women's singles Olympic final from 2 years ago? It was left to be seen. Marin was up first and against the home favourite He Bingzhou. The Spaniard knew this was going to be one tough outing. The reigning Olympic champion didn't get a good start, but marked her recovery in the second game with a great attacking display. The decider was a cagey opening from both players, but it was the European champion who settled into her groove and pulled away to secure her third finals appearance at the Worlds. Marin victorious, 13-21, 21-16, 21-13.
It's like I have to play not just against He Bingzhou, but it's just against all of China, like full the whole, I mean the crowd. So it was really tough today, but yeah, I'm just happy that I could manage the game and I can go through to the final.
In the other semi-final, Pusala would also keep her end of the bargain when she got the better of Japan's Akane Yamaguchi. At 22-all in the second game, the Indian shuttler kept her cool to wrap the match in straight games. Final score 21-16, 24-22. Pusala through to set up a tantalising clash against Marin.
I think, well, again, the same thing. It's going to be a good match. And I think it's going to be an aggressive match because I've seen Carolina, she played well and she was quite aggressive on court. So maybe it's going to be a good fight tomorrow. So hoping for that and hope for the better result than the last time.
Kento Momota's expected march to the men's singles final took a momentous step when he defeated surprise package Liu Darren 21-16, 21-5 after 38 minutes. Japan's world number 7 took a while to get into gear in the first game, but was soon back to his deadly efficiency to book his spot in the final against Che Yuqi, who'd earlier beaten former world number 1 Chun Long in an all-China semi-final. The 22-year-old troubled his senior teammate all match with his dynamic court movement and eventually got the victory he deserved. Final score 21-11, 21-17 to She, and the third seed was already anticipating a feisty battle for the world crown.
因为他是一个非常全面对手，然后包括他的心态和他踢战术，包括这段时间的状态都非常好，所以作为我来说，肯定会在场上非常的被动吧。我觉得是会有一些被动的状态出现。
Joining She on finals day were compatriots Zheng Suwei and Wang Yachong, who won their mixed doubles last 4 encounter with Zhang Nan and Li Yinhui. The top seeds did well to bounce back from a game down, seizing the next 2 games to close the match 19-21, 21-12, 21-10.
第一局我觉得在我们在开局一直在领先2分的情况下，没有把那个分数能够扣得更紧。其实在我们领先的时候，我们其实很多球还是有很多无谓的失误，所以说如果那时候再把细节做得更好一点，说不定第一局我们就不会输了。
The result ensured another final between teammates, as number 2 seeds Wang Yulu and Huang Dongping made short work of Fan Chungman and Se Ying-Sweat. The host would also have an interest in the men's doubles final. Against the defending champions Lu Zhang and Zhang Nan, Li Jinhui and Liu Yuchen were primed for a battle. Despite giving their opponents an early lead in both games of their match, The number 4 seeds would eventually get into their rhythm to leave Liu and Zhang labouring to keep up. 21-15, 21-13 it ended. Li and Liu banking on their home ground advantage when they take on Japan's Takeshi Kimura and Keigo Sonoda in the gold medal match.
我觉得总决赛嘛，包括世锦赛主场作战，我觉得中国的球迷们，在场上气氛上其实给我们了很大的帮助吧。而且在信心上啊，包括两个人这种场上的积极性，我觉得都充分的调动起来了。
Women's doubles was an all-Japan affair as the East Asian nation flexed its muscle in the category. Yuki Fukushima and partner Sayaka Hirota made it to their second consecutive World Championships final at the expense of fellow countrywomen Shiho Tanaka and Koharu Yonemoto. Runners-up in Glasgow last year, the world number 2 pair allowed their opponents to come back at 16 all after opening a 9-point lead in the first game. But their composure returned, and Fukushima and Hirota finished the job 21-19, 21-15. 11th seeds Mayu Matsumoto and Wakana Nagahara guaranteed Japan of a world title when they toppled Indonesia's last hope in Nanjing, Gracia Polli and Apriani Rahayu, in the other semi-final clash. It's Japan's first women's doubles world title since the inaugural World Championships in 1977.
初戦はちょっと緊張してあまりいいプレーができなかったんですけど、1回ずつ試合を重ねることで自分たちのいいパフォーマンスになってきていると思うので、明日は本当に自分たちの今できることを全部出し切って終われるようにしたいと思います。
So, after 6 days of non-stop pulsating badminton action, the TOTAL BWF World Championships 2018 finally reached its peak. It's the finals on day 7, and new world champions were crowned. First, it was women's doubles, and Japan were represented on both ends of the net, with Mayu Matsumoto and Wakana Nagahara taking on national teammates Yuki Fukushima and Sayaka Hirota. The Asian champions started off well, taking the opening game, but Matsumoto and Nagahara would give further evidence why they deserved their place in the final by taking the match to a decider. Fukushima and Hirota were in the driving seat at 2018 in the third game, only for their opponents to save 2 match points and push on to grab a thrilling come-from-behind victory. Final score 19-21, 21-19, 22-20. Matsumoto and Nagahara becoming only their country's second women's doubles pair to be world champions.
もう嬉しい気持ちでいっぱいです。
まだ優勝したっていう実感があんまりないです。
いやもうそうですね、なんかどういうプレーをしようっていうよりはもう自分たちのことを信じるだけだと思ったので、もうなんかもうとにかくがむしゃらに全力でプレーしました。
Mixed doubles followed next, and the home nation was guaranteed a champion in this discipline. The All-China Showdown featured Zheng Shuwei and Huang Yaqiong going up against Wang Yulu and Huang Dongping. Top seeds Zheng and Huang rarely put a foot wrong in Nanjing and displayed that consistency when they grabbed the first game. Wang and Huang imposed themselves on the second game but left it too late to change the course of the match. The second seeds battled to 18 all, but Zheng and Huang kept their nerves to navigate their way to the world title in straight games. 21-17, 21-19 read the final score.
非常的兴奋和激动吧，因为在自己的国家也是靠自己，然后为国家去升起了这一面中国国旗，所以说我觉得是非常的骄傲的。
In the only matchup of the day that didn't involve either Japan or China, the women's singles final was a contest between Spain's Carolina Marin and India's Pusala V. Sindhu. After holding the lead for a good spell in the first game, world number 3 Pusala struggled to hang on, and her opponent was quick to capitalise to take it 21-19. If the opening game was a tight affair, the second was anything but. the Indians' challenge and optimism dropped drastically to give Marin a straightforward 21-19, 21-10 victory, the first women's singles player to claim a World Championship hat-trick.
Actually, I believe that I could win this medal, but it's like in this moment, it's like I cannot believe in anything. So I have so many emotions inside of myself that I cannot describe. I feel really, really happy that that today I could play well. I could finish the game on my way, on how Carolina Marin is playing, how Carolina Marin is a player. So it's been a really good week here in China.
Kento Momota lived up to his pre-tournament billing as the hot favourite when he defeated the impressive She Yuqi in the men's singles encounter. She, who'd beaten the likes of Chen Long and Lin Dan en route to this final, made a catalogue of errors in the opening game to give Momota a 1-0 lead. The world number 7 continued to stamp his class and superiority on the rest of the match, concluding the one-sided contest with a 21-11, 21-13 triumph in 49 minutes. Japan celebrates its first ever world champion in the men's solo discipline.
そうですね、やっぱりシユウチ選手は、アタック力が素晴らしい選手なので、しっかりディフェンスから、攻撃しようと思って、試合に臨みました。やっぱりこういう、大きな、素晴らしい大会で、優勝できたっていうのは、これからの僕のバドミントン人生においてすごい自信になりました。
Men's doubles saw another Japan versus China bout. Takeshi Kimura and Keigo Sonoda hoping to emulate Momota's success as they took on Li Jinhui and Liu Yuchen. After enduring a difficult first game, the Japanese duo were keen to restore parity by taking the second. But at 19-16 in their favour, Kimura and Sonoda came unstuck, allowing Li and Liu to fight their way back. The Chinese went on to finish the job, handing a cruel blow to their Japanese counterparts. A straight games 21-12, 21-19 win for men's doubles newest world champions, Li Jinhui and Liu Yuchen.
我觉得非常开心吧，因为在男双这个竞技场上，因为大家水平都差不多，所以说很多时候可能你多一点点的努力，或者说你在场上可能更集中一点，可能结果就不一样了。
Of course, I'm still happy because never thought of getting a medal here, so I think I passed my target.
Malaysia's independent player Liu Darren takes our vote as the standout performer in Nanjing after the 31-year-old's dream run ended in the last 4 of the TOTAL BWF World Championships 2018. Unseeded and unheralded, Liu began his giant-killing campaign in the round of 64, claiming the scalp of 13th seed Jonathan Christie.
I think the match he was not quite prepared because I was keeping the pressure from the beginning. He was quite confused, I think. That's why I won quite easily for the match.
A win against Misha Zilberman followed, but it was against Indian star and 5th seed Kidambi Srikanth in the round of 16 that Liu caught the attention of many.
I think I played quite fast from the beginning until the end. I kept the pace, and I see that it's a bit slow, so I kept the pressure from the beginning. Today the set actually is quite fast compared to yesterday, but I think I managed to control it quite well.
Liu continued his impressive display, this time triumphing over Japan's Kanta Tsuneyama in the quarterfinals. Even an injury scare during the match did little to curb his battling spirit.
I should have won in the straight game actually, because I was leading in the second game, but I was quite excited at the end, so quite wasted because I didn't take it at the second game. And also at the third game, also same thing. I think leading 2017, good game. But thankful that in the end I won. When I sleep, it was quite painful. But after a few points, it got better.
The world number 39 earned himself a last 4 ticket against eventual champion Kento Momota, but this was one bridge too far.
My plan was to try to get the first set, because I know fitness-wise, I'm a bit down after the match. So I tried my best in the first game. If I could take, maybe I can chance one another. But he was wrong in the beginning. So try my best.
Liu Darren celebrates his 31st birthday with a World Championship bronze around his neck. A fitting gift for an incredible journey.
Just want to say thanks to all the fans here, because especially yesterday, they supported me although I was down here.
We've come to the end of the show, but join us next week when India's Manasi Joshi shares with us her challenges and ambitions as an international para-badminton player.
I was working as a software engineer where I need to put like 9 hours, 10 hours at work, and then I was also competing at an international level. So yes, it is difficult to maintain work-life balance.
And get connected with stories and features from the TOTAL BWF World Championships when you log on to bwfworldchampionships.com.